That person should be chosen who best understands, and is willing and able to perform the duty of the office. In whatever manner a thing is constituted, in the same manner it is dissolved. When the interpretation between liberty and slavery is doubtful, the decision must be in favor of liberty. Things taken in war go to the state. Ratification is equal to a command. Reason is the formal cause of custom. Reason is a ray of divine light. Reason in law is perfect equity. Reason is not confined to any place. Records are the traces of antiquity and of truth. We must have recourse to what is extraordinary when what is ordinary fails. To restore, is to give back nothing but what was taken. The property in a thing deposited, and the possession thereof, remains in the depositor. A mandate of an illegal thing is void. Of things relating to each other, one being known, the other is known. Remedies for rights are ever favorably extended. Every one is the manager and disposer of his own affairs. Things done between strangers ought not to injure those who are not parties to them. Matters adjudged in a cause do not prejudice those who were not parties to it. A thing is private which is not common. A thing sacred admits of no valuation. Reservation and protest do not create a right, but protect a right. The right of the grantor being extinguished, the right granted is extinguished. When the right of the giver becomes void, the right of the receiver ceases. Let the principal answer. The answer of one witness shall not be heard at all. A traitor is punished, that one may die lest all perish. Rights never die. A sacrilegious person transcends the cupidity and wickedness of all other robbers. In many counselors there is safety. Equal knowledge on both sides makes the contracting parties equal. A wrong is not done to one who knows and wills it. You ought to know with whom you contract. The presumption is always in favor of the one who denies. He who does not prohibit the intervention of another in bis behalf, is supposed to authorize it. The male sex always includes the female. A sentence passed by one who is not a judge should not harm anyone. Power should follow justice, not precede it. Slavery is an institution by the law of nations, by which a man is subjected to a foreign master, contrary to nature. If any one of certain required forms be wanting, when equity requires, it will be aided. If there be no inference which leads to a different result, words are to be understood according to their proper meaning, not in a grammatical, but in a popular and ordinary sense. Silence shows consent. Laws are silent amidst arms. The hope of impunity holds out a continual temptation to crime. A presumption shall stand until the contrary is proved. An affirmative statute does not take from the common law. Remove the foundation, the work falls. The greatest charity is to do justice to individuals, and at any time whenever it may be necessary. That is the highest law which favors religion. That reason is strongest which operates in favor of religion. The higher the law, the greater the injury. The higher the law, the higher the punishment. Suppression of the truth is equal to the expression of the false. Suppression of the truth equals the suggestion of the false. Supreme power can dissolve itself. Evidences are to be weighed, not numbered. The husband and wife are but one person in the law. The law favors a thing which is of necessity. The law favors works of charity, right, and truth, and abhors fraud, covin, and uncertainties which obscure the truth, contrarieties, delays, unnecessary circumstances, and such like. The owner of property is not divested of his title by a larceny of it. Things are dissolved as they be contracted. Things grounded upon an ill and void beginning cannot have a good perfection. Things of a higher nature determine things of a lower nature. 3 things needful and pertaining to every deed are, writing, sealing, and delivery. A title is the just right of possessing that which is our own. Tort is contrary to the law. Where transgression is multiplied, let the infliction of punishment be increased. 3 form a corporation. Trusts survive. When an ordinary remedy ceases to be of service, recourse must be had to an extraordinary one. Where there is culpability, there ought the punishment to be undergone. Where there is a right, there is a remedy. When the law fails to serve as a rule, almost everything should be suspected. Where there is no authority to enforce, there is no necessity to obey. Where there is no manifest injustice, the judges are to be considered as honest men, and their judgment is truth. Where there is an injury, there a loss follows. One ought not to take advantage of his own wrong. One person can scarcely supply the places of 2. The answer of one witness shall not be heard at all. Every obligation is dissolved in the same manner in which it is contracted. Usury is odious in law. He is hot considered to consent, who obeys the orders of his father or master. Plain truths need not be proved. Words should be regarded, not the speaker. Where there is no ambiguity, words stand as written. The truth of the description removes the error of the name. Truth fears nothing but concealment. The truth of the name removes the error of description. Truth which is not sufficiently defended, is oppressed. He who does not speak the truth freely, is a traitor to the truth. The laws serve the vigilant, and not those who sleep. It is lawful to repel force by force, but let it be done with the moderation of blameless defense, not to take revenge, but to repel injury. Void things are as no things. Words spoken vanish, words written remain. The voice of the people is the voice of God. When an agreement is reduced to writing, all previous treaties are resolved into that. When the foundation fails, all fails. When the law gives anything, it gives a remedy for the same.